Hales, how's it going?
It's going. I'm kind of sad today
Why are you sad?
because I lost in fantasy football this week.
Oh, that's sad.
I lost horribly too, like the least amount of points out of the 12 teams.
Oh boy.
I did drop 2 players and get 2 different ones, so hopefully next week. Fingers crossed. So are you reading anything right now?
You know, I just finished striking today, so I'm not sure what I'm going to read next.
That's cool.
Like to cut these things close. What are you reading?
I was reading Requiem,
Requiem? That's the long series?
the Delirium one. Yeah, it's the last book. I'm about halfway through.
Good?
It's okay.
Awesome.
So today we're doing Striking by Lila Felix and Rachel Higginson. Yay.
Our usual author.
What can we say? She writes good books. So a quick overview of the book. You got Cammie, who is a California girl, does some bad stuff, gets sent to the boondocks of Tennessee. Meets Stockton, who is a blacksmith. They don't hit it off right away.
Your classic love story.
And then good things happen.
It's true.
Right?
Very good.
I could probably be better, but I'm really tired right now.
No, that was everything. That was the general overview. You have
you
to read it to know the details.
That's true. That's true. Did you have a favorite scene, Hales?
You know, I think I'm going to go with the swimming scene. Which, I don't know how you could not enjoy that scene. At least in the happy parts.
That was a good scene.
But really, whenever they are happy together, it's pretty great.
Agreed. I think my favorite parts are when Stockton took Cammie on the first. Well, it wasn't a date. It was the showing her around town, and they went to Beth's house, and then Cammie did the 2 little girls' hair. I just thought that was a really cute scene. And then when they went to Mr. Lambert's house, and Cammie, or he's like Stockton goes inside, and then Cammie's just standing outside by Mr. Lambert, and he's like, girlfriend, and she's like, no, I don't have one. Like, that whole scene was just really funny. But I think the favorite one that I had was when Stockton first went to Cammie's window, and she says she's like sneaking up like a ninja to the window, and then she pulls the curtains back, sees Stockton, and then realizes she's not wearing any pants. And then like flips the curtain. I can just like imagine what Stockton's going through in his mind, like, what just happened? Why? Okay, bye.
She doesn't want me here.
It's just a funny scene.
Oh, that was funny. I was gonna say, Mr. Lambert did not have much to say when Cammie was there, but then the next time when he was giving Stockton advice, he has all kinds of words to say.
It's true.
He chooses his words carefully. We're gonna talk about the characters. I know you are not enjoying Cammie very much at the beginning.
I hated Cammie. Hated her so much. Like, I just wanted to wring her neck a bunch of times. I could not get over how spoiled and self-centered and judgmental she was. She was a bitch.
Oh boy.
It's just saying. And I highlighted when I finally did actually like her, and it was Chapter 9. So it took me to Chapter 9 before I actually started to like her.
Well, she gave overnight.
True. And she gave Stockton this huge, long speech about how she's not playing games and he doesn't need to tell her that she's a screw-up because she knows. And he just goes on and on about it. But that was when I was like, hey, Cammie's not really a bad person.
Well, she has some good reasons for being that way.
Exactly.
And
Which, you know, you don't
give her
get
a
to.
chance, then she was fine.
Right.
Did you always like Stockton?
Right. Well, Stockton is just always pretty much amazing.
That's true. It's pretty dreamy.
Although, every time I hear the description of him having a larger arm than the other one, kind of freaks me out a little.
It does not seem like that can be attractive. I guess it proves that he is a hard worker and that he is a blacksmith, which you could find attractive, but the description is tough to visualize.
It's true.
When I read that the first time, I was imagining girls trying to find pictures of him online and like looking for somebody with one bigger arm.
I like that he's a hard worker, though.
I agree.
I like that he gets dirty.
Horrible.
I like dirty boys.
Like, I did find him very attractive, but country people, they don't do it for me. Like, every time she said hillbilly, I was just like, no, that is just an outright insult. It really bothered me. It was not endearing to me.
But I thought it was funny, I guess, in the beginning when she would do that, because she didn't really know him, I guess. And that's who she was in my head. Like, she was a self-centered, judgmental girl who was calling people hillbilly.
Yeah, that's pretty well.
There was a few times, like, when they started dating, where she did it, where I thought it was kind of cute, but at the same time, I don't really know anybody who'd want to be called a hillbilly.
That's what I think. And in the epilogue, she is fully aware and loving that she is a redneck hillbilly. And I just was like, no, that is not cool. Like, I think you can be a country girl, and that can be super cute, but wanting to be a hillbilly, I just don't get it. Maybe if I lived in the South, I would understand.
Maybe. Maybe it's because we're northern folk.
Maybe.
We don't get it. What about Will? How do you feel about her? I really liked her.
She was super cute. I just thought that she wasn't really that much younger than Cammie, and yet it seemed like she was much younger. Like, she's got to be 17, 18.
Right. Well, she graduated at the end of the book. So,
Yeah.
probably 18.
So, that's only like 3 years younger than Cammie. But I felt like she felt more like 15 to me.
Well, Cammie did also grow up in California, and that probably does make you more mature than growing up in the country in Tennessee.
True. And it's been a sadly long time since I was 18. I don't really remember what it's like. But she was super cute, and I really liked their friendship.
Agreed. I liked that she could, like, pick on Stockton. Like, just their banter back and forth to each other. It was really, it was funny most of the time, but it was cute too, and it was entertaining.
Yeah, but yet she still completely respected him. Which I think would be a really hard thing to get used to.
So I like this book, okay, but there is one issue that just really got to me. And I read this book twice. Well, the second time I skimmed it a lot. But the first time I read it too, it really was getting on me that they constantly said effing instead of the actual word. Or even a different word. I don't care what you want to use there. But do you have to use effing, especially when other words are used?
I agree. I think it's silly, but like on cable, you can say bitch, but you can't say the F word. So there's
Agreed. But then maybe come up with a different word to say there. Like say freaking. Like sometimes they did say freaking, but there was a lot of just effing. And it's just, like, in my mind, when I'm talking to myself or thinking in my mind, I don't say effing. And I understand, like, you know, obviously you don't want this book full of the F words. And I get that. And I understand that. But then use a different word, you know? Come up with something else, because the constant effings was just really bugging me.
sure.
Bugging me.
No, there was a lot of it. So mix it up is our recommendation.
Right. Mix it up.
I really think by the end, the book, the point of views and the way they had them coexist really worked well. Like, I think it kept getting better and better, like more fluent. So I'm really interested to see what happens in Bridger's story, since really they left us on a cliffhanger for that. I'm curious if that takes place after the epilogue, or...
That's what I was thinking even when I read that first chapter. I was like, is this like after the end of the story, or is this after they get married, or what, you know, like, I guess we'll find out in December when it comes out.
Yeah. It would be interesting if they overlap. It would be hard. But I'm thinking it doesn't.
I kind of feel like you should get a backstory though on Bridger and Jess, you know, like.
Sure. There could be flashbacks.
Yeah.
I was kind of mad at myself that I didn't see that coming. It was pretty obvious. So I had one other thing to mention. I don't know why, but when things are unrealistic in books, it bothers me, even though I'm sure that's why I enjoy reading them. But I just think, for boy point of views, if you were to really write what was going through a guy's head, like, no girl would ever want to read that. I don't think it would be nearly as romantic and thoughtful as any book ever makes it out to be. Because, for one, the girls are writing it. We have no idea.
That's true.
But I think it would be a lot less thoughtful and much dirtier. It would get really old. But I did think it was really fun to have it go back and forth.
I like that too. It was nice to get to know both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just, you know, like the girl's point of view the whole way through.
Yeah.
Because maybe I would still hate Cammie if it wasn't for Stockton.
True.
Probably would have given up on the book if it wasn't for Stockton's point of view at first, because I would have been like, hate
You have
Cammie.
to have something redeeming. Wrap,
A wrap. Woo! So overall, it was an enjoyable read. I like Cammie, I like Stockton, I like their little love story they had going on. It's cute, it's adorable. Can't wait for Bridger's story, and then, you know, West's story, and then Will's story.
So many stories.
I'm kind of invested into this family now, so we want to find out what happens, but
Yeah.
overall, it's a good book.
I agree.
You should definitely read the book.
Definitely.
Okay, so what are we doing next week?
I am not sure. I think we might have to talk that one over.
Okay. We'll be back next week with something.
Okay.
All right. Bye, Hales.
Bye, Hales.